Welcome again to another one of our interesting programs here. This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing. Welcome again to another one of our interesting programs on anti-nuclear boomerangs, cutting nukes and shredding nuclear missiles so we can have, nuclear disarmament and save the world from nuclear destruction. And today I hope that you're seeking God, that God and Jesus is blessing you. And I know some people having tough times. But as Jesus said in the Bible in Matthew 7:7, ask it shall be given unto you, seek ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. So we are in a very critical time here in America here with this new Republican Trump administration. Now they promised that they were going to create a better healthcare program. They promised that they were going to create a better healthcare program, that they were going to repeal Obamacare, which is a very bad idea. But we see now that they can't create a better healthcare program, that the program that they're proposing in the Congress is going to leave 24 million people without health insurance. In my state of Arizona, 380,000 people are going to lose health care. I myself might also lose health care. So what we're saying to them is that you're going to have to keep the Medicaid expansion for the poor people. I mean, healthcare is like the first basic thing that every country should have. Every country should have at least emergency and basic healthcare for all its citizens. So this is something they have to have. And what's happening now, they're planning to give all these massive tax cuts to the wealthy corporations and so forth. So we all have to have a new approach to budgetary financing and cutting costs and so forth. What I've said all along is that you have to get into a new era or a new theory of creating sustainable and survivable financing. This would really mean that you would give tax cuts to companies and corporations. Say to them, you get a tax cut if you can create survivable, sustainable finances for the government. Things like that. You can also double the economy and so forth by creating online businesses for the poor people. A way of increasing the budget is really to create 50 million online businesses for the 50 million poor people in America. They would have a business if everybody sold a product. That is revenues for the government. You're going to be creating revenues for the government that would help to increase the budget, there. So this is all something that we have to do. We have to create in poverty. If you create online businesses, 50 million online businesses, everybody selling a product, you're going to increase the amount of revenues coming in, and you're going to be able to finance the budget. But getting back to the tax cuts, what you have to do, what I'm talking about is having this theory of survivable and sustainable financing. Is you say to the companies and to out there, look, if you're going to give them a 50% tax break, you say to them, okay, we'll give you 20% of that tax break will go if you can create jobs. Another 10% will give you for, say, providing health care for your employees, or giving profit sharing, or giving shares to your employees. Another part of that percentage will go for, if you're using and creating new technologies. And then you give them another 10% or 20% if you can create a sustainable financial program. Because a lot of these defense contractors and health insurance companies and that they have banks that provide school loans and so forth, banks that provide mortgages, government mortgages and finances for people. What you got to say to them, look, since these are massive contractors that the government pays billions and billions, defense contractors, hundreds of billions of dollars every year. So what you have to say to them, look, the government is constantly buying defense equipment, healthcare insurance, their Medicare, Medicaid, the government paying for school loans for kids to go to college, and mortgage loans. And you're gonna be they're constantly buying this thing every year. So what you have to say to them, you have to create programs where the government where the cost of the government goes down. If the budget is only increasing its revenues by 4 or 5%, we want you to have a program that will not increase the cost of the government more than 4 or 5%, or less than 4 or 5%. So what you're saying to them is that whatever they sell to the government, you want that to be lower than the revenue costs of the budget. If the budget is only increasing its revenue by 5%, you want the cost to the government to be less than that 5%. So this is how we have to completely rethink the tax policy of the government, because our government can only tax and spend. It's not like other governments that have gold mines or oil fields. Our government can't do business. It's just a tax. So we have to change our tax program into this new concept of creating sustainable and survivable, job creating resources. So this is how we have to not just give these companies and these corporations massive tax cuts and they can go out and do whatever they want to do. They'll probably give all their executives a big raise, and they'll probably, some of them may even lay off the poor workers. So you said to them, you get a tax break if you create jobs. You'll get a tax break if you give profit sharing to your employees. You provide health care to your employees. You get a tax break if you give more money into to finance social security. This is a way of financing social security. So the company, you get a tax break if you donate more money for social security, so your workers can get social security and get pensions. So we need to change our entire approach to financing, so we can reduce our debt and end poverty by creating 50 million online businesses. An online business for every poor person in America to sell a product. You will double the revenues, double the GNP of the economy. So this is things that you're going to have to start doing. Remember to look for my movie coming out, Boomerang, Peace to Save the World, and also my book 24/7 Safety Inspection Save the World. Also via my gospel music you can get by going to Amazon.com, putting in my name Peter Hessing, and also on going to iTunes, and also on Tidal. As I said, we need to, as I told him, I'm patented inventor. We have invented and designed an expanding anti-nuclear boomerang system that can receive nuclear missiles, cut them up with giant power source, and send them back. We really need to have a new nuclear disarmament treaty. I hope Trump will have a new nuclear disarmament treaty. We have to make the world safer from nuclear weapons. I think he can sit down with Putin and the other nuclear powers, Russia, China, and say to them, look, we have to have reduce the amount of nuclear weapons. If you have each side making equal cuts, it does not hurt. If you have multilateral cuts between America, Russia, and all the other countries, it won't hurt America or Russia. You don't want to have unilateral nuclear cuts. But Trump has to realize is that you have to try and reduce it. You don't want China. China now is becoming an economic giant, and they're going to be able to make more nuclear weapons. You don't want China to start building more nuclear weapons. If China starts escalating and building more nuclear weapons, that means that India, Pakistan, Korea, America, Britain, France, all these countries are going to decide, hey, China is escalating, so we have to start building more nuclear weapons. You want to reduce nuclear weapons. We want to have a treaty that reduces nuclear weapons by 5% or 10% per year. And also you have to limit the destructive power of these nuclear weapons. You have to have a treaty that says that you can't put more than an amount of kilotons or megatons in a nuclear weapon. This is something that you have to do so we don't blow up the world. These countries don't blow up the world with nuclear weapons. But as I said, we can get rid of nuclear weapons by building power-cutting metal saws that can cut up these nuclear missiles and send them back. So give your hearts and life to God and Jesus. As God said, the day will come when they'll beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. And as Jesus said, whosoever believes will have everlasting. The blessed are the peacemakers, they'll be called. the children of God. So go out, have a good summer, shoot some hoops, basketball, baseball, have a peaceful, successful spring and summer. Remember to look for my movie, Boomerang, Pizza Saver, bro. This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing. Give your hearts and life to God and Jesus. Let's bring Christians, Muslims, and all together. We regret the terrorist attack in London and Europe and Paris and here in America. We have to stop terrorism. As I said, you really need to have a help system that says to the people, immigrants coming in, hey, you know, call this help system on a weekly basis to get help so they don't become terrorists. So peace and love. And again, I say to Trump, don't build a blank wall on the Mexican border. Put up solar panels and wind turbines along the Mexican border. A blank wall is just going to create more drug deals and more drug pushers. So I think we're better off putting up solar panels and wind turbines on the border and having a secure, transparent fence there rather than being a blank concrete wall, which will just increase the drug trafficking. I live on the border. There, it's very important to me that we don't increase drugs coming into America. Here, Trump, he wants to cut even the Coast Guard and the Border Patrol. It's all a bad idea. So I hope we all want to support Trump and the Republicans, but they have to save health care for the poor, not mass murder 24 million Americans. Therefore, take all the money and give it to the rich. Build houses for the homeless. Have a national job program in all the states around America. Peace and love. Pastor Peter Christian, get me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Peace and love. Bye-bye.